Hey everyone! Last weekend we crowned Miscount as winners for TGP Group B. They outperformed many great teams including reigning champions Echo. I am Nagura and today I'm breaking down their incredible Brackenhide Hollow plus 21 run. As the dungeon is starting, AJ is using water form to swim underneath the starting barrier so he can get into position to open the first cage on the left, while the rest of the team is gathering up a big pool. We see the TGP teams attempt crazy high-risk, high-reward pulls at the start of dungeons because they can reset the key and go again if they fail, not losing too much time. As the mobs drop lower, Thenner on the Augmentation Evoker makes sure to disrupt the fixates from the Claw Fighters, and then uses a Pressing Roar to de-enrage all the mobs so they can continue to use stuns and slows to prevent them from fleeing in fear. For the next pull, Kira and AJ are gathering up mobs upstairs, while Yargi mind-soothes a pack so Hearthjax can open the second cage, then he moves on to the left of the area to open 2 more cages with Mind-Soothe and Fade. During this pull, Thenner also uses Sleepwalk on multiple mobs to separate them from their packs so they get extra count without having to deal with some of the more dangerous mobs like Hunters and Mystics. Once Yargi is done opening the cages, he uses Wernstone to return to the group. After the pack, Thenner opens the last cage with the help of Mind-Soothe, and the rest of the group passes the mobs in front of the first boss with Imprison. Thenner then returns to the group with Wernstone. On the first boss, they are focusing Trick Totem to reduce the number of Hex Trick Totems they get. On the first totem, they use Master Spell to get the tank out of the Disorient, and on the second, Kira has to sit out the debuff, making the boss attack other players if they interrupt their Earth Bolts. To prevent deaths to melee hits, Hearthjax moves in and places mirror images. Once Trick Totem is dead, they chain the pack they skipped earlier into the remaining 2 bosses and cleave them down efficiently. Next up, they gather up 2 Oaks and 25 other mobs, making this one of the most difficult pulls for the tank in this dungeon. Thenner is jumping up some terrain to a spot preventing Lashes from jumping to him. Yargi then uses Wernstone to join him and grips up AJ. Hearthjax stays down and uses defensives plus Cauterizing Flames to not die to the stacking Lasher Blades. Thenner then has to jump down to use Breath of Aeons, but he uses his Wernstone to return to the safe spot afterwards. On the next pull, they jump on top of a fence for a similar setup. This time, the spot is a bit closer to the ground, so Thenner can use Verdant Embrace to continuously move up and down. Now they're moving to Treemouth with some extra trash. Treemouth's main mechanic they have to deal with is Grasping Vines. By rotating players using Wernstone and Hearthjack's Ice Block, they avoid the incoming damage from Consume completely. After dealing with Stink Breath and some more enemy forces, they make use of Spatial Paradox so AJ can pull some mobs from the other side of the bridge so they can deal with them while fighting Gutshot. Once the boss goes down, they can skip a lot of trash because they dealt with so much enemy forces at the earlier part of the dungeon. They then gather up one last big pull to finish off their enemy forces with a total of 9 trash pulls throughout the dungeon. The Catriarch Wrath-Eye is one of the most difficult bosses this season on higher key levels because of Rock Burst totems. The totems have a lot of HP on higher keys and require an insane amount of damage to deal with them continuously. To make sure to get some damage onto the boss before they start using all their CDs for totems, they use Bloodlust and their first set of offensive CDs for boss damage. The delay lasts slightly to make sure it lasts for the first 2 totem spawns as well. Now they have to rotate offensive cooldowns and maximize their totem damage to not have any of them go off. The Frost Mage damage profile in particular is very good to deal with the totems here. But both the healer and the tank are maximizing their totem DPS as well. And in addition, the damage from unused trinkets like Belorellos, Manic Grief Torch, and Nimue's Unraveling Spindle helps to deal with them if they are low on other resources. They finish off the boss for a record clear of 29-25 with more than 5 minutes to spare and 0 deaths. What an incredible performance by Miscount. Make sure to tune in from July 19th to the 21st to watch the best 6 teams compete for this season's title in the TGP Global Final.